Who's that on TV? Oh shit. Looks like John Wick. Bill and Ted, just Ted. Neo from the Matrix. Who's that? Keanu Reeves.
Hello and welcome to Good Boys Gone Bland, Season 5, Episode 4, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I'm your co-host, Denali.
I'm your co-host, Ryan.
What's up, dudes? I'm your co-host, J-Stews.
Damn it, you totally destroyed me. I was just going, I was going pretty subtle there.
You know how hard it is starting this off without knowing the bits you guys are going to do? So I just come in here super vanilla, and you guys come in with that heat. Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna do
but most of the time I make an ass of myself.
I'm going to do one more pass. No.
Hey, dude, vanilla has way more flavor in it than anything any peasant ever ate in the 1800s, so you're cool.
I'm your co-host, Denali. What's up, guys?
Whoa!
Ready to have a tubular time on the GBGB's podcast?
Most bodacious.
That's the thing I love about these dudes' voices is like they will do the total surfer thing, but then have just an incredible vocabulary.
Yeah, they say most all the time also, which is hilarious. They say like heinous.
Most
egregiously.
heinous.
Yeah.
Oh, that was most heinous.
Well, this is our fourth episode in our Keanu Reeves season. We're almost halfway through Keanu's Kitchen, and we're loving it. TM. You know, we've gone through various phases of his career so far, and right now I think this is. Would you say is this the earliest we've gone so far in Keanu's Kitchen?
I've got his baby
Keanu's
photos on
Kitchen.
my fridge, bro.
Keanu's Kitchen, yeah, we did one from like 2007 or 9 or something, and then we did The Matrix, which was 1999.
Right, 14 to 2014, 47 Ronin.
Oh,
1999,
Yeah.
Matrix, and then of course his most recent release.
This is
1988.
also the most newest movie we watched, based on the story.
What?
What?
It goes
Because
to
it's
the
time-
future.
I don't know if this is more
26,
farther in the future than The Matrix. Matrix is thousands of years.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the actual Matrix can. So let me think. So 2680, it's a 700 years. I think Matrix is what, like couple thousand
And
years?
47 Ronin is set like way back.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, so this is like
This is kind of wild.
Damn,
Oh.
Keanu's got range.
great.
Great range in this one exact
He's got
specific way.
most great range.
It's got great time range. The most important part of an actor.
He can do any period. And speaking of
Even fifth.
fifth,
period.
The high school movie. I just made a joke about like,
okay,
high
I
school.
didn't understand. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, so
For kids.
going into this movie, this is one that I've seen, dozens of times, Ryan, I think for you as well. Jace, this was your first crack at Bill and Ted, right?
Most first time ever.
As they say. So, before we get into our reviews, I kind of wanted to, see what you guys know just culturally about Bill and Ted. It's such a big
Please do a
part of the-
quiz. Please do a quiz.
a big part of the zeitgeist, because everything that Keanu does, it kind of seems like it becomes part of the culture with like Matrix and John Wick. It just kind of influences movies so much, like this one influenced slacker culture. So I've prepared a bit of a game show for you two, a quizzical of sorts, and I'm gonna pitch you guys against each other once more, and to see who knows the most or who can intuit the best for Bill and Ted. So, but between you two, what's our win rate right now? Are you guys about
I
even?
think we're even.
Are we 2-2?
I think we're even. Because Jace gets a lot of help. I'll put this just by like the
He does
rules.
not. Jace wins everything on his own. Ryan, how dare you?
I need the
Okay.
help, dude.
I did say when the rules help Jace, they help him a lot.
There's no favoritism from the judges. We've already been through this. I have a completely transparent process. I put everything on the table. We're gonna go through the ultimate, most excellent Bill and Ted's quiz. There's 10 questions here, and we're gonna do whoever gets the most.
10 questions. Let's do it.
Yeah, whoever gets the most right is the winner.
At least
which
it's
is
not
how quizzes
75 candy questions.
goes. Hey, I took a long time making up all those fake candies for what, Halloween? Was it Halloween?
Yeah.
Go back and listen to my fake candies, guys.
Most
oh.
delicious.
So
Dude.
first So first question. Okay, this is for 1 point. In the original script, the time machine was not a phone booth. What was it? A DeLorean. B, a bathtub. C, the Oscar Mayer Weenie Mobile, excuse me. Or D, a 1969 Chevy van. I'm going to have Jace answer this one first. And no cheating. You know, got to keep think of the answer in your head and say it out loud. This is honor system, guys.
I didn't know what 3 of those words were, so I'm going to go with DeLorean.
Ready? And Ryan?
The answer is the van.
That is correct. Ryan is right. It is D, a 1969 Chevy van. The filmmakers thought it was too similar to Back to the Future, so they changed it to a phone booth, and they admitted later they didn't know what Doctor Who was, which uses a police telephone box for a time machine. All right, question 2. We are 1-0, Ryan. In addition to the actual San Dimas, California, most of this movie was filmed where? A, Vancouver, BC. B, Dayton, Ohio. C, London, England. Or D, Phoenix, Arizona. Ryan, I'll have you answer this first.
Phoenix, Arizona, because it looks exactly like LA.
You don't want to help out Jace here, given your reasoning.
Man, it's either Dayton, Ohio, or Phoenix. But I'm on the edge. I'm gonna go Phoenix.
I'm just trying to give you a little tip here, Ryan. You know, you're facing against an equal champion here, Jace.
Canada's so foreign, dude. I want to go there. Canada, final answer.
So it is it is Phoenix, Arizona, Jace, but you are not wrong
Radical.
for thinking it's Canada, because you know Keanu is from Canada. So I'm going to give you a half a point for that one. Ryan does get a point for winning this, however. So we're at 2 points and then a 0.5 for Jace at the moment. So okay, question 3. Before casting legendary comedian George Carlin in the role of Rufus, they were originally considering which famous actor? A, Sean Connery. B, Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep?
Do her voice.
Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep. Is that a Meryl Streep? C, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro. You talking to me? I'm Robert De Niro. Or D,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
between those 4. Jace?
Dude, I had the most totally radical crush on Cindy Crawford when I was in high school, dude. So I'm gonna go with her.
I suppose the next closest would be Meryl Streep. I suppose. So I'll have your answer as B. Ryan?
I'm pretty darn sure the answer is Sean Connery.
Yeah. So Ryan is technically correct with Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Jace.
Technically, was that? Was that hold on? When you say technically, you mean actually?
Yeah.
You mean like I knew the answer and that was the answer you had planned?
Well, technically, it was actually Sean Connery.
However, Cindy Crawford was a total babe, Jay, so you're going to get
Total
another
babe, dude. Righteous.
Okay, so Ryan's got
coming. I don't know why.
Ryan's got 3 points. Jace has 1 point at the moment. Barely trailing behind. He still has a chance to win this. So for question 4, this one is the closest guess wins, okay? A little bit more of an open season here. The characters in Bill and Ted say dude blank many times. So, okay, right now, just think of a number in your head right now. We're going to use the honor system. We're going to be like Keanu Reeves and do this thing proper, okay? You guys got a number in your head?
69, dude.
God damn it. How did I not see this coming? Okay, what have you seen? Oh, fuck. Okay, is that your final answers?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, the correct answer is 70.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's so you guys both get a point. Ryan's got 4, Jace has got 2. Next one, the closest guess wins again. The characters in Bill and Ted say excellent blank many times. Now, I want you guys to think of a number really hard now, okay? Really think about how many times they say excellent in this movie. So, I guess, Ryan, what's your guess for how many times they say excellent?
143.
143. Jace, what is your guess?
69 twice, dude.
What is that?
Jace, you are technically closer. It's 30 times they say excellent in the movie.
What?
Jace, you do get that point.
Why did I guess 140? That's so many.
That's so many times, dog. That's like once
It's like
every
a time a minute. Yeah. One each minute for both of them.
Somebody help me.
Well, yeah, maybe I thought it was like
That's
a
why
form
I
of
said
Tourette's.
69 twice.
Yeah,
Which,
it was a
would've-
fair guess. Honestly, the first 69 guess was almost a perfect win. So it was a fair gambit. So we're at what 4-3? 4-3, Ryan.
yeah, it's unexpectedly close.
Question 6. The S in Bill S. Preston stands for what? A. Sanctimonious. B. Solomon. C. Stanley. Or D. Nothing. It's just S. Jace, I'll have you answer this one first.
Oh.
Now think long and hard about this one.
Yeah, this is really if you think hard about this enough, you're going to be able to come up with the answer.
Yeah. Really dig deep. This is deep lore. Not a lot of people know this about Bill and Ted. This is deep Bill and Ted lore.
Well, I think it stands for stupendous, but that wasn't on the list, so I'm gonna have to go with nothing.
All right.
That's really not a great tactic there, Jace.
It's perfectly valid. He's doing fine with that tactic, Ryan. And just watch your mouth. I'm gonna deduct some points. All right, Ryan, what is your guess?
Okay. I think the answer is Stanley. That's the only normal name.
Okay, Ryan. Like, I guess if we're like playing strictly by the rules, it is Stanley. So I have no choice but to give you this point.
Dang.
Yeah, Jace, I'm gonna give you a half a point though, just because you captured the spirit, I think, of Bill. So right now we're sitting at 5 and 3.5, very close. Question 7: True or false? The Neapolitan sundae eaten by Napoleon in Ziggy Piggy was in fact historically named after Napoleon. Who went first last time? Was it
Jason first?
So Ryan, I'll have you answer this one first. True or false?
I think it's named after Naples, not him. Like Naples, like the city. So I'm gonna go false.
Jace?
1 second, Mr. Test Proctor, dude.
That was good. That was actually that was their best accent.
That's a good take. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, can I cheat off you for a second? I don't know if it's true or false, dude.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'll have a pineapple. Yeah, get it with pineapple. I love.
Yeah, dude.
What should I say? You say I can?
Yeah.
No, I don't care. Yeah, just a large drink.
Hey, Mr.
You don't have to ask, dude. If I go first, you don't have to ask.
Yeah.
You can just listen to what I say.
Mr. Test Proctor, dude.
All right, 1 second. One of my stupid kids is just yeah, Jace.
I'm gonna go with false.
False. Okay. Great. That is false. It did originate in Naples, Italy. But as a bonus question, this is going to be worth 2 points. Did the real Napoleon eat this sundae while he was alive? True or false? Jace, I'll have you answer this one first.
At least if you want, I could go first.
Who?
This is. Hang on, sir. Hang on. I'm gonna order the pizza.
If you want, I could.
Yeah.
I'll.
Did the real Napoleon eat this Neapolitan sundae at any point in his lifetime?
Is Mr. Napoleon from Nipples?
It's a 50. It's
because if he was, he might have eaten it.
It's a 50-50 shot. I'll give you a hint. He's from France.
That does not give a message.
Just please, for the love of God, answer this.
I think the answer is true.
Okay, true. Ryan?
Yeah, I think it's true.
You think it's true? Okay.
Ice cream and shake because he said la glace.
Yeah, it's true. Wow, damn, you got that. So yeah, it is true. He was actually documented as being fond of Neapolitan ice cream, despite the name similarity. So you both get 2 points. Ryan, what are you at now? Like 8.8?
I don't know.
You're at 8. Jace,
7.
I think you're at 7. Jace is at 5.5. All right. Okay, we're getting close to the wire here. Okay, we better get a winner soon. As a matter of fact, these next points. Okay, so these next questions are worth 5 points each. All right.
Wow. So it's like the first questions.
So hey, all right. Hey, wait, watch your mouth, Ryan. I'm gonna deduct points if we have any more trouble amongst our contestants. All right. Several actors. Question 8. Several actors auditioned for the role of Keanu's companion Bill including which of the following? A. Michael J. Fox. B. Leonardo DiCaprio. C. River Phoenix. Or D. Carrot Top. Ryan?
I don't think any of them would do it except for Carrot Top. That would have been so good.
That would. I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna guess Carrot Top.
Carrot Top. Okay. Jace?
Um,
Now think hard about this.
This is another one that you can deduce by thinking really hard about it.
It's all the answers are all right in front of you. No, stop making
No.
that. No.
B.
Okay. Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio. You were unfortunately both wrong. It was River Phoenix who auditioned for Bill. Later on, River Phoenix does star with Keanu Reeves in various movies, including My Own Private Idaho. Number 9. The original script included other famous historical figures, including which of the following? All right. A. King Darius the Great of the Achaemenid Persian Empire. B. Babe Ruth. C. Mahatma Gandhi. Or D. Elvis Presley. Jace, I'm gonna have you answer this first.
Easy peasy. Babes. Wait a second.
That is unfortunately one of the answers.
Oh, darn. Babes Ruth.
Okay, yeah.
She's my
Okay.
friend. So fucking Jesus Christ. my babe Ruth. I'm losing so much steam. This is hurting my brain.
I'm also going to choose Babe Ruth.
The answer is Babe Ruth. A bit of a strange pick, right, for a historical figure out of all of them.
Huh.
But yeah, Babe Ruth.
Athlete.
You both got 5. What are you guys at now? Jesus, a 5 for 12 for Ryan and 10.5 for Jace.
I would like to elect to only get 1.4 points, sir.
What? 1.4 what?
Yes. Most bodaciously.
Jace, that's a really good idea, Jace. I mean, it's a really great idea.
5 points is too many,
Next
but if you
time-
give me
No, it's
1.4, I'll have 6.9.
No.
No, Jace, we're not doing that. Okay. Please.
No. Let's just let's let him do it. He put a lot of work into this.
I did put a lot of. Thank you, Ryan. I'm going to deduct a point from you, Ryan, though, however, for instigating. So Ryan now is at 11. Jace is at 10.5. The final question, question 10, is going to be worth 100 points.
You know,
Okay.
at the beginning of this thing, you said you said like the scores.
This is the buzzer.
So like,
Do you want to
anybody
make it
listening
10
to
points,
this
Ryan?
thinks that Jace like legitimately beats me half the time.
In addition to a cartoon spin-off in the 90s, Bill and Ted also had their own breakfast cereal. What was the breakfast cereal called? A. Party on Pebbles. B. Bill and Teddos. C. Bill and Ted's Excellent Cereal. Or D. Bill and Ted's Most Bodacious and Nutritious Cereal Bites. Ryan, I'm going to have you answer this first.
I'll go with A.
Jace?
I think C. Like, see you at the finish line,
I can't believe-
loser.
I think he's right, and I hate the world.
JC, you are right. And one of the biggest blowouts we have ever seen in the history of Good Boys Gone Bland.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
You win with an unprecedented 107.5, I believe. I can't even see the counter. It was made for 2 digits. It broke the counter. Ryan left in the dust with 10 points. How does it feel, Jace?
Most bodacious, bro.
Your prize.
Excuse
is,
me. Sorry. 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
That was acting. Thank you very much. I knew all the answers.
Original.
I knew all the answers the whole time.
Original accent.
And yes, I will graciously accept this award. Ryan,
Can
you
you-
stinky doo-doo.
Congratulations.
Well,
Congratulations, Jace. I'm the governor from 2004 of San Dimas.
Wow.
I wanted to personally congratulate you for winning.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Meryl Streep, I'm sorry, but I really enjoyed your performance in Devil Wears Prada, my personal favorite movie. Meryl, please, do you have anything to say as a consolation? Please. I'm such a fan. Perhaps a movie quote. Just give me something. I'm Mr. Olympia. I drove out here in my tiny car. It's tiny for me. My hands can't even fit around the steering wheel.
Oh, I'm Meryl Streep.
I regret this interaction.
Nice to meet you.
How did I not also see the
Oh.
Oh, congratulations, guys. Ryan, better luck next time.
It took me a minute.
So in case you guys haven't noticed, this is our Bill and Ted episode.
Yeah, if you
Classic.
haven't noticed
Yeah.
and you haven't seen the movie, you're probably extremely confused.
Go see Bill and Ted's. Fuck, come back to this episode. Hit pause right now. It's
Please.
like 90 minutes. And then just come back and listen and debrief with us.
I like to imagine that there in the kitchen there's one of the really tall cabinets, and I opened it up thinking it was a dry pantry and there was going to be cereal in there, and then a whole set of band equipment fell out.
Yeah.
And we just have to play it in the kitchen.
I wish I could go back to Jace's position, this weekend and not having seen these movies, because they were a revelation for me. I remember I was a kid. I was like literally probably 7 or 8 years old when I saw these movies.
Yeah.
And I had a cousin who was a teenager who came up and visited and stayed with us and showed them to me. And he talked like Bill and Ted because he's from California and he's like that age, and he's, he thinks that's cool. So I started singing Bogus after my cousin left, and I was playing video games with my neighbors and I lost. I was like, "Oh, that's bogus." And my neighbor's like, "Why did you say that? You don't talk like that." I remember him just being like, "Don't,
Great.
Stop.
One of my good friends from college, who is one of my roommates, his name's Josh. He's from Southern California. Shout out to Josh if you're listening.
J-Dub, what up?
When I first met him, he had a very what I thought was a very Southern California accent. Like, I thought it was so obviously Ted. And then I was talking to him one day and I brought up Bill and Ted because I was like, it's so obvious to me that he's seen this movie, and he's like, "What's Bill and Ted, dude?" And then that was like a mind-blowing moment. And seeing him connect with the first one was a memory I hold dear to me. It was like showing someone a piece of their own SoCal culture. But yeah, like, I guess we could just get into it, right? Like, we can probably just get into
there's some funny topics I think that could be had.
Let's do it. I think I got the synopsis this week.
You do? Yeah.
Started off 47 Ronin.
I think you have next week too.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, Ryan. We'll see what we get. Okay, synopsis time. For those of you who haven't seen this in a while or haven't seen it, please go see this movie. In 1988, San Dimas, two goofball slacker dudes by the name of Bill and Ted are confronted with an ultimatum. Pass their history final, or Ted will be shipped off to military school in Alaska. A horrific fate. This would, of course, dash their dreams of forming their dream band, the Wild Stallions. They then meet Rufus, a smooth-talking time traveler who comes from a utopian future where the music of the Wild Stallions have brought intergalactic peace. Bill and Ted are given access to the time machine to help pass their history exam. Hijinks ensue as Bill and Ted kidnap various historical figures and bring them back to present-day San Dimas to create the ultimate history presentation. And that's Bill and Ted's Excellent
Great,
Adventure.
dude. That's a really awesome. That's an elevator pitch right there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, did you read that off the internet or did you write that? I want to know.
I wrote it on the internet and I'm reading it. So that's both
You
there.
wrote it on the.
I do Google Docs. So it's technically true.
Okay. I was like,
whoa.
You read your own Reddit comments.
Yeah, I heard when they were pitching this movie, they had a lot of trouble like talking to producers, because a lot of producers would read this and be like, "Kids don't talk like this, do they?" And I heard they kind of wrote it out as kind of like surfer bros who have an amazing lexicon, and then Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter just colored it in even more.
Nice.
And then they said after the fact, they got letters from teachers being like, "My kids now talk like this because of your fucking movie," which I think is just excellent. Like, It has that much influence, man.
Denali, do you remember the intro to this movie? Like, not from this most recent viewing, but like when you watched the opening credits of this movie, did you remember that?
The giant ring pop, like falling with a new wave song for 5 minutes. I did not remember that at all.
I didn't remember that at all. And I was like, are we actually watching the new movie? I have not seen this Bill and Ted footage. And so that was actually a cool treat.
And it was practical too. That was a cool thing.
Yeah, with the music.
So was this first scene a part of the remastered edition? Or just
I think it was
I had no clue.
I think the rest of the movie is so like big and colorful that this this random scene where it's like 5 minutes of this ring pop falling to the ground and Rufus or whatever comes out, I think that was just like, we don't remember it. Even Amber was like, what the fuck is this?
Also, this is the ultimate if it's on, I'll watch it movie. So like I saw it, portions of it countless times on TV growing up. So I probably didn't watch the intro each time, you know. I've only seen the very, very beginning with the actual actors, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I actually didn't know the setup for years because I only watched on like FX like every time, and I actually never knew how they got the time machine. I only knew from like halfway onward for years and years, and finally I saw the intro. I think I've only seen the intro like 3 times ever, which is wild. But yeah, I heard this was started out as like a stand-up routine between the two writers, where like these two dudes, Bill and Ted, would just kind of like explain things inaccurately. But in like, I don't know if you guys saw this in like an IMDb, but like the original script, they have the time traveling van, but they end up in like Nazi Germany in the original script, and they bring Adolf Hitler back to San Dimas in the present while they continue to collect historical figures. And instead of Napoleon, it's Hitler like running around San Dimas. And then like the writer was like, yeah, this was clearly became problematic. Hitler was switched out for Napoleon in the final script. So even in the 80s, they were like, oh, fuck, maybe we should. But then they also got like Julius Caesar. And then there's a scene where they befriend a caveman by helping him invent fire so they can light up a joint. So that's what we missed out on in the final product.
Well, sort of. So this is something, a detail I caught this time, is that when they're stuck in 1,000,000 BC or whatever, and they have everybody chewing the gum to fix the antenna. Yeah. The cavemen that walk up at the very end are chewing gum.
Bubble gum. Yeah, they have bubble gum in their mouth.
Yeah.
And I never like put two together. I mean, they've been hanging out with Bill and Ted the whole time.
I thought that was so like that physical comedy of those cavemen in that scene too was
so bad.
But yeah, so I mean, me and Ryan kind of talked about our first impressions. Like, Jace, what was I'm curious to hear your impression just as a grown adult watching this for the first time.
I'm kind of glad that I just got hit with it now.
Yeah.
At 28. I'm amazed that I made it this far without seeing this movie, knowing how much people like it.
Yeah.
And I think anytime I heard, oh yeah, Bill and Ted, that I was like, whatever. Yeah, good movie. You know?
I thought it was like a normal comedy.
Yeah, sometimes you have those. And then last night, my God. Now, one thing that recently happened is I got 2 bookshelf speakers.
Ooh.
And they're on the side of my TV. My movie experience just went through the roof.
Nice,
Listening to this with what sounds like movie theater quality audio, I'm just blown away. I was like, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, yeah.
2 heads are better than one.
And it like,
DMC.
oh shit, DMC. It feels like it feels close to home, just because it feels like our friend group when we were in high school in Alaska was like a lot of musicians, and we acted dumb like this. So it's like the perfect nostalgia piece for being like,
yeah.
The whole air guitar thing. I think I've done that my whole life, and I still whip out the air guitar when I think something's sweet.
Yeah.
And like,
oh, sorry, Dan.
No, go ahead.
And that's something too, is like there's so many creative points in this movie that things like when they play air guitar actually plays over the speakers and stuff. Stuff like that is so hilarious and innovative that I have no clue. You kind of explained a little bit, but I have no clue how you come up with this movie from scratch, right?
It's fucking wild.
And have it bang. Like there's almost no jokes. There's maybe one, joke that didn't age well, but this shit slaps. And I don't know how, or even if they even realize what they had here, like the lightning in the bottle that they had. And there's also, it's not just they're making dumb jokes for stoners like Bill and Ted. They're making jokes for adults. And there's stuff that I've seen now that I didn't understand when I was watching it for the first few times. And
the Freud jokes.
Yeah, the Freud jokes. The Oedipal complex was so good. And then when he said, he called, the first time that Ted said Socrates, he called him Socratic method.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so funny because, in law school, they say that word every day. Yeah. So that was a joke like aimed right at me. And the Esquire thing too, like I didn't know what Esquire meant.
Right. I didn't either.
Until I got to law school. And now I'm an Esquire, like watching this movie. So it's pretty darn funny, like to hear Bill call himself Esquire. Like Bill, you should not be doing that. Like
And then Ted's middle, because Ted Theodore Logan, I think that's just his first name again, right? Isn't he just doing Theodore? It's like his nickname, which I think is so great.
Another funny thing that I wrote down is when they got the swords, Ted said, "I'm Darth Ted." And Bill said, "I'm Luke Bill." instead of saying Bill Skywalker, he said, "I'm Luke Bill."
I didn't get that.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I feel like
when you're making this, you have to be thinking two things. Like, one, this is the worst thing that's ever been made, or like this shit is gonna slap in 40 years.
There's so many little jokes in this movie, which I think rewards rewatches.
Exactly.
And rewatching this, I realize how it's so quotable. I mean, aside from the big ones like, excellent and party on and things like that. But there's just like all these little lines, like, when they're sitting on the side of the sidewalk and then he asks a random lady, he's like, "Excuse me, when did the Mongols rule China?"
I just like work here. Like yeah. She's not even like, I don't know the answer. She's like, I just work here. And the emphasis is on work. Like if she shopped there, would she know the answer? And then they say like, "Let's go to Thrifty Mart."
Or strange things are afoot at the Circle K. I've heard that for years without remembering where it was.
We say that all. Me and Julie say that all the time.
So there's just, I feel like you can dissect any scene and find a meme or like a quotable, aspect about this movie.
It's literally, there's a meme from this movie.
Yeah, there's the whoa Keanu meme, and there's the confused Keanu meme, which I think were two separate ones. Because the whoa one was when he gets out of the Freud chair and he's like, "Whoa," and then the other one is when he's at the medieval one. But where this kind of leads me is I've had this question for years. I don't know the answer. I'm curious if you guys do. But you guys, I'm sure, have seen the other cult film of a similar era, Wayne's World, where they say they use a very similar catchphrase. They say, "Party time, excellent," and then they do the air guitar. Like, was this was the one who did it first, right? I mean, surely they were parodying this movie in the SNL. Like, do you guys know?
I think it's the same sort of vibe.
Because part of the thing is that they say excellent. I mean, it's great. I fucking love that movie, but I remember seeing Wayne's World first and then going back and watching this and being like, "What the
evolved from a segment starting in 1987.
Oh, that doesn't help.
Yeah, because this movie was in 88.
But Wayne's World, the movie, came out in 1992.
Could this have just been a too organic, divergent or convergent evolution? Where they're just co-opting terms that were common for bros at the time, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like how all things turn back into crabs.
Yes. Actually, Ted, that's a very good point.
Crab theory applies to almost everything. So once again, relevant. But yeah, I feel like this movie, aside from all of the, the gags and stuff, it's just, there's so many great vibes in this movie. Like the late 80s vibe, their outfits. It's so unironically 80s. I'm so used to seeing things that are reminiscent of the 80s, like Stranger Things and things like that. But to see something that's actually of the era, where they're in an 80s mall and people are doing jazzercise and shit like that, that was a really entertaining part. And it's weird to me that they were filming of that time. They were not parodying anything. It was a bit of a real culture.
Every time as soon as they bring all these people from the past to the future, every time, and Denali, you might have heard it from somewhere, but I think you're the first person to say this to me. That was like a Dorito nacho, a single Dorito nacho, is more flavor than anyone before 1600 could even imagine. And
yeah,
I think I said that at some point, like right away, when somebody came to the present and they ate like Napoleon when he ate the ice cream or something. And then we're in the food court and Freud has a corn dog.
Surely he's had a corn dog at some point.
But
oh no, dude.
He's not from that long ago.
That's kind of true. Yeah.
What?
They're not deep frying shit in Austria.
They ate a lot of schnitzel though, and sausages.
Oh, you might have totally destroyed me.
Shit.
I'm willing to bet corn dogs are like 50% invented in like Austria.
I think a hot dog is like the predecessor to corn dog.
When were corn dogs invented? Okay, and Freud was around from 1856 to 1939. I don't want to belabor this.
Wow, that's pretty recent.
Okay.
You might have me.
Several sources say that Carl and Neil Fletcher were the official inventors of corn dogs at the Texas State Fair of 1942. Technically, it is after Freud died. Damn it.
Ooh.
He might have had a breaded sausage, but it's definitely not a corn dog.
Yeah, I don't
think
he would have
Googled, did Sigmund Freud have a corn dog?
You're right.
And someone on Yahoo Answers would probably have already asked that.
Well,
90 responses on Quora, yeah.
So the point being, Yuri and I looked at each other during the film at the exact moment Joan of Arc goes into the Jazzercise Center, and Yuri looks at me and she says, "That's the nicest pair of boobs that Joan of Arc has ever seen." And I was like, that is most definitely the most attractive person she's ever seen.
It was pretty cool of that history professor to give them that deal where he was like, you guys are about to fail history. You guys could just do well on this exam and you guys won't fail.
Well, it's like an end of year, show me what you learned throughout the year thing. So if they like buckle down and show that they actually learned something in the class, then yeah. I get it. Like he cares more about them learning than them doing their homework.
I had that in college, at least a few times, where if you did really well on the final, one of your test scores could be like made the same as your final exam score. So
yeah. Like he's a pretty good teacher. I mean, he pulled them aside and he was like, hey guys, just if you do well on this, I think you'll be good to go. And even gave them a chance and then allowed them to have like an 8-hour presentation with multiple character actors. Pretty cool. One guy shot a fucking gun into the audience. Okay. And they didn't evacuate. 80s America, man.
They didn't evacuate. He had a gun.
Oh, no. But I think one of the joys of watching this movie was when was seeing like the weirdly good sets when they go to each location.
Sex.
Yeah, and like
weirdly good. Weirdly good, most weirdly good, dude.
Like in the Western scenes, like it looked so legit, and seeing them.
I thought about the same thing. Like they up and dropped all of the set work they had done for the rest of this movie, and then went and like had this Wild West scene done.
Yeah, it was pretty expansive. And just their line of just act natural, man. We'll just blend in. And they're just walking through this cowboy bar. That was pure gold. And even like the medieval sets too. And like they had a whole French war scene with hundreds of extras for like a throwaway background shot.
Right.
I mean, so much love was put in this movie. I feel like they did not have to do any of that stuff.
I totally agree. And like that's maybe what it is that even when the jokes or joke doesn't land, you can still tell that they're out there having a good time trying to make you laugh. And like not only the writers and everybody like that, but the people who make the sets, like you said, and Keanu and Alex Winter are really trying to do their best here. They're lapping it up.
Oh, totally. I think they're the heart of this movie. They brought like this genuine kind of I don't know what the word is. It's like
the exact opposite of what Matthew McConaughey has with every one of his co-stars.
It's like this chemistry, but it doesn't seem smug. Like they're cool guys, but not in a way where you think
right. And like
asshole,
because they're idiots. Like
right.
So like you can be cool and be dumb, but like when you're cool and smart and like successful, then you start getting like jock territory and you have to have some negatives.
Right.
But like these guys literally one of my favorite exchanges in the whole movie is Bill says, "We're late." Ted says, "For what?" And then Bill goes, "School, dude." He forgets about school, and like that is a joke in itself. And I think the little nuggets like that make the characters well-rounded. They're extremely one-dimensional and also extremely well-rounded at the same time. Like they're complete. It's just that they're simple characters.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I could watch that shit all day. I also it's kind of goes without saying. I think the historical figures, they're definitely underwritten on purpose. They're kind of caricatures. But I would love like a real attempt at watching like a fish out of water, like longer scenes of them just trying to interact with their environment. Like you said with Freud and in Socrates, when they're just at the corn dog bar. Like I want to just pick their brain on what the fuck they're thinking, man. Like
that's right, and that's the genius of the movie, because the assignment was, what would they think of modern San Dimas? That was the assignment that Bill and Ted had to present for their history report. And so you just tapped into the exact thing that the movie is trying to get you to tap into, because the movie is showing you what they would think of San Dimas, not just the report, but the movie itself.
Yo, why were they so cooperative though, dude? Like if future dudes fucking kidnapped me,
because it shows that Bill and Ted they're so likable. That's the character point.
They don't like Socrates doesn't speak English, man. He only speaks Greek. He
speaks
has
corn
no
dog.
idea.
But they respect,
seen a light bulb.
But Bill and Ted respect these people. I mean, they don't know that they don't know the proper words, but they call everybody, Mr. the Kid, Miss of Arc. Like they really respect these people.
Like I know Freud did a lot of cocaine, but if a cowboy comes out of a phone booth and ropes me and drags me in, and I'm go through a fucking wormhole.
Probably not the first time that day.
You're ignoring the fact that every single outfit in the 80s was most radical and super sexy. So all of these characters, as soon as they got here, were like, it's cool.
Because they were so horny?
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of which, like Genghis Khan, who's I think bordering a little bit on racial stereotype, but he
I mean, Genghis Khan is literally from the 1200s.
But making the Asian dude do martial arts in the sporting goods store is
I totally agree. But it's not like they kidnapped somebody from like Mongolia in 1900 or something.
Yeah, it's not the most but anyways, I digress.
You were about to say heinous, like.
Yeah, it's not the most
heinous, bro.
You almost said most heinous in an unironical fashion.
I did. I'm like absorbing by osmosis. This is what it does to you. But like this, he took it surprisingly well in a way that I don't think someone from the 1200s would. Where you just
chicken bone.
Yeah, I mean, he just fucking walked around and was going like picking up a baseball bat and went ice skating. And then when they captured Napoleon, they're like, "Oh yeah, just take him to a movie or something." As if that wouldn't just give him a stroke. Like, God.
Denali, do you remember my text message?
Wait, which one?
Okay, I sent a message to the group in the middle of this movie.
You also called me in the middle of the movie too.
I called a lot of people that night. I said a cryptic phrase and then I hung up right away. I think I said something along the lines of, it's kind of ironic that the only person that got back to our time, the only one who didn't get arrested was the one showing his
I don't know what you're talking about.
Napoleon in his white ass undies going down the water slide where I could literally see his butt cheeks.
It is actually a listed goof on IMDb. When Napoleon goes to the water park, he is wearing modern underwear underneath his bathing suit.
Well, I think that's because how to get the bathing suit. If you can solve the bathing suit problem, you can solve the underwear problem.
Someone gave him underwear?
Well, he wasn't really wearing. He wasn't really wearing a bathing suit. He was wearing.
Wasn't it a bathing
white?
Suit? Okay, but then why does he have modern underwear underneath his like Napoleon outfit?
So that's what I'm saying. He shouldn't have the modern underwear on underneath, which means
he should. The bathing suit problem. You can solve the underwear problem. It's the same. It's the same category of problem.
I thought it was just white underwear that you would wear from like the back then.
I don't think they wear underwear like that back then.
I've
I'm
seen
just saying, like,
I've seen some underwear stylized that way in old movies.
I don't understand. I do not. I don't understand what the problem is.
why is he wearing modern underwear underneath his undergarments?
Okay, that's the goof. They had to do
Okay.
it for the movie because you could see through the thing he was wearing.
I just want Ryan to admit this was a goof in the movie.
No.
You think it's not a goof? You think it's intentional that he's wearing modern underwear?
He's wearing a modern bathing suit.
Not wearing
It's
a
not-
modern
okay.
bathing suit. It's
I'm
not.
gonna look up Napoleon bathing suit real quick.
You're gonna need some more search terms.
Bathing suit water park.
Put Bill and Ted in there, please.
Napoleon underwear. Okay. I'm looking at his bathing suit. He's got like a French thing on it. Yeah, he's got like a French ribbon on his bathing suit. I
It's
think
just
that's
like a
it's on
white
uniform.
cloth. It's like looks like.
Okay, if you're okay with him procuring the wardrobe that he has on when he's at the water park.
I don't think he procured it. I think he stripped down.
I think it's what he was wearing underneath his military garb. Is what we're saying.
Where did he get the underwear if everything else he's wearing is from his time?
Okay, you're saying the word underwear and talking about the whole thing he's wearing?
No, his fucking Hanes underwear, like his whitey tighties.
Oh, we're talking about two different things. I'm just saying the one piece, white piece of cloth he's wearing that went under. Okay, so you two are talking about just the Hanes undies thing.
Well, Jace, I thought that the one piece thing he's wearing, I thought that was something he must have gotten. He must have like went into the store and stole or was given or bought or something. Because he also has like a cap, doesn't he?
I think he stole the cap.
He did. Yeah, he did have that.
But his undergarments, I think, are from his time. Now that I'm looking at pictures. So are we agreed that this was a heinous mistake?
Maybe some confront him about his wax on.
Okay, here. Let me just
right.
That's it. You are confirming that you believe that is what underwear looked like around Napoleon's time.
I'm being told.
So I'm still just on the boat that the man who showed his to a bunch of at a water park should have been arrested.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Fuck.
And the guy and Beethoven, who just put on a sick fucking concert for everybody in that mall, they're like, you're too rad. We've got to arrest you. The manager of that store was loving it. Bullshit.
Freaking party pooper.
I don't know why. Yeah, Beethoven shouldn't have been arrested. I mean, I could see Joan of Arc. Yeah, she was intruding on a jazzercise sesh.
Joan of Arc committed assault. Yeah.
Yeah. Aristotle and Freud, they're kind of being a little creepy, I think, but
old
not
dudes hitting on young women.
Yeah.
Arrested.
Oh no, it was Billy the Kid and Socrates. Sorry, Aristotle. What the fuck was Freud doing?
He came in with the corn dog.
Oh, he came with the corn dog. That's right. But yeah, the highest rated goof in IMDb, and I quote: during the water slide sequence, Napoleon appears to be wearing modern underwear underneath his historical undergarments.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's. I didn't realize that the wardrobe he was wearing was from the old French times. I thought it was from the 1980s.
Okay, so we are agreed in our terms for undergarments and underwear, and that Napoleon stole modern underwear, to slide underneath his undergarments because at some point,
a modern shower cap.
And he probably would have been pooping himself from all that ice cream.
Okay, almost certainly, because they don't eat that much ice cream, and. I think someone at the water park told him to put some underwear on because, you can probably see through the white undergarments. And then, you can see his beans and weens, like Jay said.
But it was the 80s, so they were okay with it for a bit. And then they told him to put the underwear on, and then he did it, and then it was okay.
Okay.
I mean, think about it now. Like, even now, I guess the de facto is you don't wear underwear underneath your bathing suit.
Okay, just quick poll. Do you guys wear underwear underneath your bathing suits?
No.
Leave your comment in the Apple Music.
Oh, are you
Wait, what?
Please do not make a public comment on our page about
make a public comment about
Ryan,
whether or
God,
not you were.
Right, I wasn't asking you. Why did you say that? I guess we're gonna have to air that.
That's my point.
Okay, mesh underlay bathing suit.
Liner only.
Mesh liner.
Oh, mine don't even have a fucking liner.
You go linerless and then no undies?
Yeah, I'm one layer of cloth away from you.
Yeah, nice. Board shorts? Are you wearing board short?
Yeah, board shorts.
Yeah, okay. Chubby's just have
the mesh. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't want like I don't want to belabor this, but I don't want like an eel to like, go up my leg and then you have like just free reign. I just want like a mesh in between.
Dude, an eel can get through a mesh like no problem.
It'll slow it down.
How did the eel get there? But do you think about all the physical obstacles that the eel had to get through to get to that water park?
Water, my flailing, and I guess my shorts.
If anything, you not wearing Ryan's in trouble because he's not wearing a liner, so it looks like another eel in there. And then that means if the eel gets into his underwear,
the cave's already taken.
Oh, you already taken this? I thought this was open cave. I was thinking about designing board shorts with drawstrings on his legs. It's eel-proof shorts that you can kind of draw tight when you're getting into eel territory. Keep them from flying up there.
I went to a water park at Six Flags this last summer.
Okay.
One cases were very low. And I just remember being like, yeah, the only other adults here are like chaperoning young children or are creepy.
Right.
And so me and Julie and her brother were like the oldest, I don't know, normal looking like people who are here for the water slides.
That's tough, dude. Like that's why they have Adult Swim, right? Like, that's where the concept obviously came from.
Well, in college, the Adult Swim was nudie hours at the pool.
Right. I mean, they should have an adult water park where they serve drinks. No, they shouldn't do that because someone's gonna slip and fucking crack their head open.
They should definitely do it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a cruise ship.
Basically. Oh, you need to have a lot of water cycling in every single one of your attractions, because if you start giving out adults alcohol at a water park, they're letting loose in the pool, all of them. Even if they say they're not, they're like, I wouldn't pee in here, and then they're like 4 beers deep, and they're like,
it's basically a cruise ship, dude.
Yeah, I think water park is all piss. I mean, wasn't there a South Park episode where they're like, if one more kid pisses in the water park, it'll reach the inflection zone where it'll become all piss, no water.
Shit, you're right.
But we digress. This movie.
So what are we digressing?
What movie did we watch this week?
We're done talking about Napoleon's wiener.
Okay, I don't wear underwear with swim trunks.
Oh, when you said let's move on, you went back to the same point we were on.
I know. I'm just saying that as like a final statement, and then we can move on now. And now it's out. It's out there.
Okay.
All right. You guys know Keanu is like 5 years older than Rufus was in this movie.
Wow.
What? Keanu is like 40 years younger than George Carlin.
He's 57, right? And I believe Rufus
he's
George
57
Carlin,
now.
He's 57 now.
Okay, yeah. I was confused about what your statement was.
Who knows how old he was then? I mean, there's theories that he's born in Victorian times, but he's 57 of the current canon right now, and George Carlin was 52. Right now in 2022, Keanu Reeves is older than George Carlin was when they made the original Bill and Ted. Technically, yes.
So now would be a perfect time to make a new movie with Keanu Reeves as Rufus and 2 college-aged people.
Yeah.
For a new movie.
What you're saying is Good Boys Gone Back in Time.
Oh, cast those 3.
Bill and Ted and Jeff.
Jeff. They did have a third dude from medieval times originally in the original script, and he was just like a medieval like servant guy or a peasant. He like hung out with them. And they had a whole thing written for him because originally the ending was a big musical number, and they said they spent like days rehearsing the dancing numbers, and like the medieval surf guy had like a whole thing. And then they're like, fuck it, let's just do it.
This guy's never seen in Hollywood again either.
Yeah, do you get paid for that? Or they're like, dude, we don't want it. No. Sorry.
Do you guys have a, this is like a common icebreaker question where they're like, what historical figure would you have dinner with? Like, who would you guys hang out with? Like outside.
I fucking hate that question. It's like,
who would you guys hang out with of the Bill and Ted, the dudes they grabbed? Which one would you guys?
Out of them.
Yeah, like just
Billy
for a day.
Kid.
Dude, Billy the Kid was a bro.
Yeah.
That guy was cool.
And he has a gun.
0 questions, and immediately he was like, okay, how can I help?
he was so on board, and I guess because it was they saved his life. They showed more of the moment with him because they got him out of a situation. He was like, "Yo, you guys are ride or die. I'm gonna fucking do anything with you dudes."
And Socrates too, like totally was cool with being like an executioner and doing that whole bit, and like jumping on these moving cards and stuff. I really like Socrates.
Yeah, he was interesting because I mean I guess he's a philosopher. His mind's more open maybe because otherwise that's a lot of trauma. Just being like at a cart chase, arrows are being shot at you, and then like
I think Joan of Arc too. She was so young. I think way younger than everybody else. And well, Billy Kid was young too, but like to talk to her, and she's such like a kind of like an icon.
Yeah.
To see if she was actually like super mature for her age, or if she was just like a normal 17-year-old.
Yeah, that is interesting because I mean she was like fighting in battles and shit. I mean, what if you talked to Socrates and then he just like Socrates, excuse me.
Thank you. Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, does he just like like fart for fun and laugh at it? I can't even just imagine, But these were just regular ass people.
There's like an old philosopher or somebody from like maybe it was from Rome, and I think one time somebody told a joke where he like laughed so hard he died. It's about like it's about like a donkey or something. They love that stuff, dude. They're really rancid.
Well, dude, think about like, when you watch old movies from the 50s, people slip on a banana peel and they laugh their asses off. Can you imagine?
Dude, we would kill it.
People would be dying everywhere. They fucking expose to modern content.
Hey, guys, smell the dust in this wind.
Dude.
The entire village gone. I think evaporated.
I think an interesting question would be, which time period would you guys, if you had to be sent back to one, which one would you be sent back to?
Shit, they're all so bad.
I think Vienna.
We literally I think you're gonna find trouble communicating with any of these time periods except Billy the Kid's.
Billy the Kid, Sigmund Freud, and Beethoven, I think, are all right there.
Closer to our period. I mean, Napoleon.
Yeah, but I don't want to be hanging out with Napoleon. He's in wars and shit.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's a fucking dictator. Well, yeah, I think Billy the Kid would be cool. Abraham Lincoln, Oh,
Abe Lincoln.
That dude wrestles, man. You hear about his like wrestling stories?
Abe Lincoln doesn't count. It's just America.
He's a fucking guy. I mean, they probably talk different. He's the same era as Billy the Kid. I think that was kind of bullshit. They kind of double dipped mid 1800s.
Well, American West.
Fucking spread it out a little bit. Shit. Yeah, that was fun, guys. That was a fun exercise. I'd hang out with Abe Lincoln, all right? I'd do a full day. Grab a couple beers if he drinks them, and we'll just talk about shit. I'll show him, I want to show him the movie Lincoln with Daniel Day-Lewis and just get his take.
I'd show him Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Think about, you've never seen a movie, first of all, right? And then you see this, you haven't finished your term as president. It's been like 2 years. You're kind of like insecure about it. You're like, am I doing a good job? And you see this art piece from 150 years in the future.
Do you think, are you gonna tell him
about the vampires?
No.
Oh no, dude, no way.
Hamlet?
Are you fucking kidding me? Like he would like quit his job and like move. I mean, shit. We're in a weird ethics scenario, right? Because Bill and Ted didn't tell them anything.
They didn't tell him anything, and it's kind of, we see the time loop how it works. Like you can tell yourself something in your current present.
Yeah.
So when Socrates went back in time, he really didn't take advantage of that.
Socrates was executed.
They're pretty much everybody in this was
executed,
killed summarily.
Jesus.
Billy the Kid, freaking Joan of Arc, Socrates, Abraham Lincoln. I think Genghis Khan might have died old age.
He died of natural causes, which is
That's
surprising.
what I would have expected, by the way.
Of all of them.
Yeah.
They all got back to their own respective time periods. They're like, guys. And everyone's like, whoa, hold on. We got to go to the theater. Socrates, we finally caught you.
Like, what the fuck, Bill and Ted? Tell them. Like, shit.
Hey, we have to put you back, but you're gonna die the night we leave you.
Well, that's something too. Like they could have even addressed that in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you remember, we can't tell them, and then like there would have been really like a heartwarming goodbye. Like
they didn't even know.
If there was a goodbye scene, imagine if there was a scene where they said goodbye to everybody and sent them back in time, and Bill and Ted are like, "Oh, it's great to see you."
You know what my headcanon is? It's that they fake their deaths and they
come and hang out with Bill.
Yeah, and let them live their lives out in San Dimas, and like, because they kind of zoom in on Joan of Arc's stuff in the church after she gets zapped out, as if like it was left there, and maybe the medieval people are like, "Oh, she died, can't find her."
Oh,
and then they have to come up with like an explanation.
Yeah, like the state, because they're like, "Oh,
and then they're like, we totally killed Socrates."
Yeah, and so maybe that's what I would do. I would just fake their deaths and then just be like, "Yo, you guys are gonna like get executed in like a year anyways. You guys just want to hang here. You guys already like it, so hang out 700 years in the future." Like, I think I'd take that deal if they fucking gave me that news.
Yeah, I think anybody would.
Plus modern medicine.
Oh shit, yeah. I mean, it would be tough. The social adjustment, right? It's probably more socially progressive than it was in.
Genghis Khan's going back.
He's going back.
He's like, no.
You fucking kidding me? I was the king of the world. I had the greatest deal of all of you.
There's a party going on that I gotta get back to.
I destroyed literally all of my enemies. Genghis Khan was a terrible person, but he did have from his perspective, the best deal, I think, out of all of them. You guys want to get into your reviews for this movie?
Yeah, I don't know what to say though.
I don't know what to say either. I'm kind of
the Keanuometer. Let's start off easy. Give our Keanu take.
Easy. Am I first?
Right, I think you are.
There's no reason not to rate Keanu's performance in this movie. And this is, once again, our fans know this is separate from the movie rating that we're going to go through afterwards. But like, we're just going to rate Keanu on Keanuometer. 10 out of 10. Dude, this is Keanu. This is it. Like, there's nothing about the phrase when you think of like someone doing a Keanu impression, they're doing his impression of Bill or of Ted. So like this is what the meter is measuring. It's measuring how close his other performances come to Ted. So I got to go with a 10. I loved every second of it, ate it up. He is having a lot of fun. And it's kind of funny that he's the dumber character, right? Like, Bill is apparently like the genius of the two. It's kind of like a Dumb and Dumber situation. I didn't really expect to have that perspective when I went back and watched it. But yeah, it's good. Good shit. 10.
All right.
I am in most agreement with you, Ryan. Keanu was most tenacious in this film.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, it was a 10.
It's a 10.
It was a 10. Well, guys, I think we're gonna have to give this one the Omnitrix, which is the 10-10-10 across the board. Because yeah, dude, like what Ryan said, I mean, people do this impression when they're doing Keanu. Like, this is peak Keanu. This is also his breakout role. This is where he was coming off of like the Coca-Cola commercials and like made-for-TV movies. And we really get him at his best here. This is what made all of those casting directors go, "Oh shit, this guy's got some magic here." I really liked his interplay with Alex Winter. I read that they became real friends during like the filming and the casting process. The chemistry was real. Every time he was on screen, like, it's such like a wet character. Like, it's so much, it's so distinctive. I was surprised I never got tired of it, which I think is a testament to the performance and how he delivered everything. I think I laughed every time like he said something. His delivery of every line was perfection. And then also just like the facial expressions of both Bill and Ted. When something happens, like the confused looks or the looks of concern, it was just perfect. I think it's like one of the best facial acting I think we've seen. So yeah, this is an easy 10, man. Like, this is an iconic Keanu performance. You'd love to see it.
Wow. I mean, there's not much more to be said about that. So I'll jump in the movie meter. And this is a difficult, I don't know my score. And so hopefully talking through my next few points, I'll kind of come up with a score. It's on the higher end, but it's not a perfect movie. Watching it, sure, I did find some editing choices really strange. And it seems maybe like some clips are accidentally out of order. Or like maybe they shot something else and like, oh crap, we can use this one we shot later for filler.
Well, it's because of the time travel. the.
Well, I understand the
Teams.
premise.
You know, it's the bootstrap theory. So
Yeah. Anyways,
it's a lot of, you got to have a high IQ to kind of understand it.
Yeah,
Okay,
140 plus, Ryan.
Minimum.
A minimum.
I love
anyways, so my favorite parts were that like realizing that they're actually good friends, right? Like they are a duo. This movie is not just a slice of two people who have met each other recently and are kind of in a similar situation and they're forced to band together. These are two guys who are like, their entire existence is going to be ripped apart because Ted's going to be sent to Alaska of all places. And that, I don't know, that touched, I don't know, a string with me. And there's nothing wrong with any of the character development in this movie. There's nothing wrong with, well, there was one joke that didn't age well, but like the only parts it's going to go, I think, down a little bit are in like the technical aspects of this. It does exactly what it wants to do. This is the hilarious, not really stoner, but sort of stoner comedy. And now that I've seen it as an adult, I've talked about this a couple times already, but my perspective is different. Now I'm sympathetic towards Bill and Ted as they're trying their best to pass it. They're trying, even before they get the time machine, they're trying to pass the history exam. And so you want them to win. Like you're cheering for them. When I was watching this as a kid, I was like, oh, I want to be like them. Like, now I don't want to be like them at all, but I'm like, I want to be like the teacher who is encouraging him, you know? And I want to be like the people who have faith in Bill and Ted. And because sometimes these dumb kids, you know, they can really try and they can really do well. And like, also, one of the funnier relationships I didn't pick up on so much until this viewing was the Bill's stepmom was hilarious. Like she played it everything straight. She played it like she was a 50-something-year-old woman married to this curmudgeon-y old man and has a son in high school. But that, like the couple jokes where they do that aren't even like necessarily in your face. Oh, your stepmom's hot. Like watching the dad check her out and like watching pretty much everybody check her out was so funny, but she did it really well. And I thought maybe that she played into it more, but she didn't play into it at all. And I thought the straight man aspect of that was hilarious. I'm gonna go ahead and go with an 8.
Ooh,
that number's just sitting right with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I wish, one thing is, I say 90 minutes is the perfect movie length. This movie is 89 minutes and 50 seconds long.
Woo!
Yeah. So I would watch this. If I was stuck watching this movie every day for the rest of my life, I think I would be happy.
That's a good score.
Face is thinking.
This makes my brain numb and my heart heavy to think about. And I have to rate this movie on a scale with things like The Matrix and also The Matrix.
And the other one.
And
Sometimes, Jace, honestly, you're doing such a good job. I'm not sure whether you think of these jokes before you say them or just the fact that you're doing a Ted impression makes me realize that it's funny.
He's being possessed by Ted right now.
I think this is the best comedy we've watched in our 4 seasons.
Easily.
I think it's like a behemoth in that realm. This is exactly the movie that I needed to watch to give me an even larger Keanu bump and just be very excited about this season. We didn't really talk about the time travel a lot, like it being done well, but it was honestly pretty funny. I loved the ending sequence where they were giving themselves information and hiding items once they were done with the film, but they weren't showing it. They expect you to, as an audience member to pick up on it. The joke, like
hey, give the princesses my love. What does that mean? You'll know.
It's just like, I don't know. I think everything in this movie was set perfectly for me just to have maximum level enjoyment. No matter what I give the film, it's a 10 out of 10 for me and how much I enjoyed the film. Might be an 11 out of 10. But I feel like maybe I shouldn't give it that. I had previously talked about like trying to separate the movies in a season, so that they're more, there's a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
That's
as
hard.
good as this movie is, I think, the Matrix, the original Matrix, still kind of beats it out. So I'm going to begrudgingly give it a 9. There's really, I'd have to watch this again to give. I feel like I haven't given much in the way of actual commentary, because the whole time I was watching it, I was just sitting in my chair like, yeah.
You're allowed to give it a 10 if you want.
Yeah.
And honestly, you kind of have me sold a little bit. Like, why did I come up with 8 and not 9? I don't have an answer. I don't. It just maybe feels like there's a movie slotting in there. Because maybe the sequel's a 9. Maybe that's my defense.
What if it is? Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of the pure double thumbs up Rooney. Like, it's not a perfect movie. It's not a perfect movie.
It doesn't have
but
to be to get
this
a 10.
has got to be one of the most dang enjoyable films we've watched whole time, hands down.
Wow. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
I am happy that you've been deprived of this for 27, 28 years so that you could see it now.
Mm-hmm.
This is your Doritos.
pretty
You're
special.
Like the
Yeah.
peasant who hasn't had a Dorito before, and you were just given a piece.
And he gets one of those delicious Cool Ranch Doritos.
And if I had to
Please, at least nacho cheese or taco flavored.
taco flavored,
Yeah, it's original flavors taco, and they did a taco throwback for a while. That's my favorite flavor of Doritos.
if I had to pick a personality to hang out with, probably Surfer Bro.
Oh, totally.
It's just so positive,
Most righteous.
most righteous.
And Jace, the biggest endorsement I think you could have given for this movie, in which you did, is that you immediately watched your favorite movie afterwards because it got you in that mood. Rock of Ages. And you're like, I'm fucking watching Rock of Ages after watching this.
Yeah, to watch a movie and then be like in the mood for another movie, like that's actually good because the first movie didn't wear you out at all.
Mm-hmm.
After watching Holidays, I was like, I never want to
I
watch
never watch a movie again.
Tear my eyeballs out.
I think I've watched enough movies. Yeah. No, I got a similar reaction. For this one, yeah, this one's tough because it's been around most of my life for me. I think I've initially watched it, I think in middle school when it kind of came on, and I've been watching it regularly since then. You know, I have to separate nostalgia a little bit because I rewatched it last night. I found a surprising amount of it still holds up for me. I still laughed at all the gags. It was still super enjoyable. There was so much positivity in it. Like, I feel like the foundation of the movie is obviously, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter's chemistry together. Everything they do is so sincere and genuine that you really just want to hang out with them. You want to be them. I watched it alongside Amber, who's never seen this movie before either, despite having a SoCal upbringing and being around people like this all the time. And then, seeing her reactions to the movie too was really fun. And I realized how much of it is just, it's pure magic. And with that said, like, I feel like this movie shouldn't have worked, but it somehow did. You're putting in time travel elements. You're putting these paradoxical characters who are weirdly intellectual with the language they use and who are cool kids, but aren't total assholes. Like, I feel like they would have played up in the 80s. And I think a large part of that is owed to like the acting experience or like the acting skill of the leads and the writing. And with that said, I think there is some weaknesses in the movie. I think the weakest part of the movie is the historical characters. I feel like they're really one-dimensional. Like, they kind of resemble like a high school history report in itself in some ways. Kind of Abe Lincoln's character and Socrates. I felt like some of that was kind of like a little hokey. I did really enjoy all of Napoleon's scenes. I think that was just a lot of hilarious fish out of water comedy in there. So I think it's not the worst. Of course, there's that one throwaway line where they make a homophobic joke, which I think was what Ryan was referring to, that kind of fell with a thud. Like a good edit, I think you could still salvage this movie. Most of the jokes landed for me. I think this is going to be an 8 for me. With that said, like, this is a classic comedy. I'd recommend this to everybody. If anyone hasn't seen The Light of Bill and Ted, just put it on, man. Like, this is the light we need in these times. Also, the sequel is amazing. I haven't seen Bill and Ted's Face the Music, but now I want to fucking see it. And so yeah, 8 and San Dimas High School football rules.
Oh,
Sun Demons High School Football rules.
Yeah, Danelle, you touched on something there where like they maybe the best way to explain that there's only one like really serious line in the entire movie, or like where a character is like angry and means it, and it's when they think or Bill thinks Ted was killed by the soldiers in the castle.
Yeah.
And he's leaning over his body and he goes, "Oh, Ted." And then a guy comes in with a sword and he says, "You killed Ted, you medieval dickweed." And like, you know that like, man, he cares about his friend. He doesn't say like,
Yeah.
you know, like, "Oh no, I better run away or they can die." He's like, "I'm gonna fight you because you killed my best friend. Like, whether or not you also kill me, I'm gonna fight you." Like,
Yeah.
and I just felt that, oh man, like these guys love each other. They're good friends. They're bros.
Yeah, and they showed like this sense of vulnerability, both to each other, but also just in their interactions. Like Keanu Reeves or his Ted's character, you know, he had the dad who was kind of an asshole, and he kind of flinches, and you know, he's kind of afraid of him. And Bill has the insecurity about his stepmom and his creepy dad, like hitting on his stepmom. And having those kinds of vulnerabilities in characters like this, I think makes them so much more human and likable, and makes them feel a little more real. And I think that's why people connected to them so much, and makes you want to see more of them.
Yeah. Plus, it's like good Terminator.
Because of the time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator.
As opposed
bad
to
Terminator.
Fuck, like I wish, and this is like I don't think I had this so much with like maybe not so much with the Ben Affleck or Matthew McConaughey season, but like I wish this season was 20 episodes so we can really go in. Like, because I want to see the next one. I want to see Bogus Journey. I want to see Face the Music. I wish we could have just fucking reviewed all the Matrix movies.
The Matrix. Yeah, so, but the thing is Ben and Matt, they wore out their welcome right around this point.
Right.
You know, 4, 5, 6, and 7, those seasons were really hard. And then by the end, we're watching some ones where we're like, okay, let's watch a couple more good ones. And then by the end, we're like, I like those guys.
Right.
Keanu is just banger after banger after banger after banger.
We opened with a shitter.
Yeah, we did.
And the fact that we kept coming back.
That's probably his worst movie.
I hope so. And speaking of which, I had a Screen Rant article open, which was every Keanu Reeves movie ranked worst to best. And I think 47 Ronin is only ranked like 7th worst. Like, because there's like 58 movies here. The worst one is called Generation And it's a mumblecore movie with a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Where he plays an escort service driver wandering around New York, documenting their misadventures with these 2 runaways.
I have to watch it.
When was this movie made?
He doesn't look that old in it. He has a beard and long hair like he does now, though. But they said it's a Richard Linklater movie?
Put that movie in 4K and I trust it. Make it any earlier than 2013, not for me.
Here, Generation. Yeah, and then of course his best movie is Matrix. But then there's a lot of like random ones in here where you kind of scroll through and they have just these wild ass premises. And there's movies where he plays villains. You know, there's one of them where he plays like a racist hillbilly, which is surprising.
Ooh.
Whoa, that's
He's
weird.
got range.
He's got range. Much Ado About Nothing. He plays Shakespeare. I think that's like his 3rd Shakespeare movie he did. He looks great in that movie.
Yeah, he does appear.
But speaking of Keanu Reeves movies and his bangers, do we want to discuss what we're gonna do next week?
Yeah, we'll have a minor discussion on the record, and then we'll come back.
Of course, yeah.
We'll play this. I have a story to tell that the audience can listen to while we're discussing the what we're gonna do. And then by the time my story
that doesn't work in linear time, but okay.
But we'll edit it so that the story will take the place of us.
No, it works.
So I'm just saying that now I have to not start agreeing on the movie. We have to listen to Ryan's story and then start agreeing.
You can
for the audience. The audience will not know.
It's about the report. It's about the final scene.
Okay.
And like the idea that someone touched on this where they said they're like the last report and they make it go for like an hour and they trap all those kids there. I know that exact feeling because in college, I think it was my senior year, so it was one of my last like big classes, a 400 level class, and we had projects at the end of the term. We're in quarter, so this is not like right before graduation, and somebody doesn't show up to their project time, at the end of we're all just chilling around. I think the professor got like pizza or something. Someone doesn't show up. So we're about to leave like 20 minutes early, something like that. And we have one non-traditional student in the class, and he's probably in his 50s or 60s.
Oh.
And he actually gets up and he's like, "Excuse me, you guys, I'm supposed to go next week, but if you wouldn't mind, instead of leaving early, can I go right now?"
Oh my god.
And the professor, like, just when the professor says leave early, you're like, I'm leaving early.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like humor him, and we're kind of like, oh, and he kind of it's very clear that we're all groaning, like that we do not want to
room.
Well, right, and we're like, no, I don't want to do this, fucking guy. And so he gets up in front of the class. He doesn't really have his production. He's like, I was gonna finish my presentation, like my PowerPoint later this week. I don't have it, so I'll just do it all. I'll just speak the whole time. So it's like, it's not even like there's pictures we could look at.
What?
I remember that's what I was thinking.
Why would
like,
the professor even? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So literally, the first line after he explains, like, okay, hey, I just wanted you guys to thank you guys for letting me do this, and also thank you guys for this like class. I really like spending this term with you. I just found out that I'm dying.
Oh my god.
And I have probably like 6 months to live. And I really am thankful that I got to spend some of it with you. And now I feel silly doing something that's like inconsequential as working on a project, but I'm gonna, these things are important. So I'm gonna just do my presentation now. And yeah, so here's what it's about. And he gave his presentation, and like you could hear a pin drop for the entire, and it's not like he was up there telling jokes and like being a really, like, he just straight faced, no PowerPoint, like just told us all this information. And honestly, like, I do not know how to feel about this memory. Like, I don't know whether I'm like, I learned something from this, or like I admire this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I feel bad for the way I like reacted before I knew that he was literally choosing to spend his limited time with me. But also, like, it was such a weird sensation.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, holy fuck. And then the professor was like, "You didn't have a PowerPoint. I have to give you an F."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You failed. You'll have to retake next quarter.
So like when Bill and Ted show up at the end and it's like actually a cool presentation, but people have to stay late, like I kind of know what they're feeling.
Oh.
At least they'll remember it. At least I remember this. I think about this dude. This was 6 years ago.
That's heavy.
That's
a bomb to be dropped on you.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
None of us knew, and we're hanging out with him. And he said like it was literally a few weeks before this presentation that he found out.
Oh.
Yeah. So this dug up a memory. I haven't thought about that in a while, but every now and then I'll think about it and be like, damn, I gotta live like this guy. He's not out there like, throwing parties and stuff. He's in a class. He still showed up to every single class.
He's doing what he wanted to do. I respect that.
Yeah.
Well, wherever he is, man, hats off to that guy, dude. Wow, shit. Well, you guys want to talk about the movie?
Did Hallie, are you even okay? Are you okay? You look like that drained every last bit of good vibes out of you.
This week we're watching insert title here.
I want to watch his second worst movie.
No, please. Haven't seen Speed
We
yet.
should watch the Lake House.
You guys want to do Lake House?
To watch the Lake House
now? Oh my fuck! Are you serious? Oh my god!
I think it's mid-season. We should watch Dracula. It's got Winona Ryder and Gary Oldman.
I know. Fuck. Okay, so I'm gonna put Dracula on the maybes, on the pivot position.
You know what?
Yeah,
What if we just throw up Dracula, the Lake House, and Speed on the Wheel of Chaos right now?
Oh,
and we just
Wheel of Chaos. This Wheel of Chaos. This is why we invented it, man. It's for situations like this. Why don't we put up the definites on there? Or do you want to just let's do what Jay said?
Yeah, let's keep it to 3.
So we're choosing between Dracula and the Lake House right now.
I've never been in this.
You know what? They're so similar.
Wait, can you put Johnny Mnemonic in there?
No.
Well, no. Okay.
No. This is hilarious.
Dracula or the Lake House are the two things Jake's putting on the picker wheel.
I'm fine with either one. Dude.
Fuck, are you serious? Okay, wait, what was the other one we were gonna put? Okay, it was Speed.
We can't do Speed.
We're gonna watch Speed with.
It needs to be it needs to be a shitter.
I know it's gonna be a shitter, man. Fuck, God. Okay. Oh,
Yes.
Jake's spinning. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Oh my God.
Oh, damn.
I love Gary Oldman.
Yes.
Dude,
Okay.
this cast bangs.
I haven't.
Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, I'm so glad because guys, full disclosure, I've seen both the Korean and American versions of Lake House. I cried both times. All right, I can't do that to my heart.
Oh, I want to see it.
For the TC season, we can do Interview with the Vampire.
TC?
Tom Cruise, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do a vampire one.
Okay, we picked the movie. We picked the movie.
Pick the movie. Vampire season would be sick though. Let me just say that I have that as one of my pitches. Okay.
Oh, I would get fake teeth and we'd record all the episodes wearing fake teeth.
We should record all of our episodes for that season with fake teeth in.
Hey guys.
Welcome to Good Boys Gone.
Good boy. I think we need to change the name. Good Boys Gone Bland.
We're watching Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman.
Why do they make these names so hard to pronounce?
That's a really good bit, you guys.
Oh, wait. Have you guys got used to talking like a vampire yet? I just got my fangs.
Can we agree to do that?
I can't say the last voice. I can't touch my lips. Maybe a pitch for Save the Podcast 5. Yeah, I'm psyched for the Dracula, dude. I read like the graphic novelization or whatever, like the the official novel, not the graphic, but like the official novelization they do for movies, like what they did with Spider-Man and like Fantastic Four. They did one for Dracula with like
this Dracula.
This Dracula had like images from this movie, and I read it in like middle school.
Wow.
Directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, so this is your first Francis Ford movie, right? You haven't seen Godfather.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
What?
Who is that?
He's the guy who directed Godfather.
Besides the guy. Yeah.
He's like the most famous director ever.
He's the father of Sofia Coppola.
Also that.
And he's also, I think, the uncle of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dracula. You guys know the story, right? Sexy vampire. Seduces.
He's banished to Scotland.
Is that true? Is he? It was. I don't think it was Scotland.
Yeah, he's banished to Scotland, and then he dies, and then his wife.
Yeah, stop spoiling the movie for me, bro.
Fuck, dude. Not everyone knows the Dracula story. A young barrister, Jonathan Harker, Keanu Reeves, is assigned to a gloomy village in the midst of Eastern Europe. He is captured and imprisoned by the undead vampire Dracula, who travels to London, inspired by a photograph of Harker's betrothed, Mina Murray, played by Winona Ryder. In Britain, Dracula begins a reign of seduction, terror, draining the life from Mina's closest friend, Lucy Westenra. And Lucy's friends gather together to drive Dracula away. It's a gothic horror.
The King of Scotland.
The fourth tag on IMDb is monster sex. First tag is Dracula, vampire, horror movie remake, and the fourth tag is monster sex out of 400 tags.
Monster sex!
We hope you guys will join us for the monster sex next season, next episode.
Next week.
With Keanu Reeves. In Bram Stoker's Dracula. Surely this is good. The reviews say it ain't. But we're gonna think for ourselves. I've never seen this. Have you seen this? Quick take.
No.
Most no.
So thank you guys for joining us for a Bill and Ted episode. Let us know what you think in the comments of our Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. You guys follow us, but if you don't, Jace, you want to tell them where to find us?
You can find us in many places on the interwebs. In fact, if you Google search us, you'll find us on websites we didn't even put ourselves on.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. We're trying to bump our listen score up. Anyway, check us out on Instagram at Good Boys Gone Bland. On Twitter at GBGB Podcast. Are there tweets going out? Are tweets being twoten?
Tweets are being twoten.
And finally, once again, send us your most excellent fanfics to gbgbpodcast@gmail.com.
Any fanfics. There's been a lot of fanfics about me and Ryan's tension. So just whatever you guys think is the best.
A lot of tension.
Yeah,
it's going to happen one of these days. Will they? Won't they?
Who knows? Who knows? No spoilers. And then YouTube, I guess, and leave us a review. That's always a thing we like to say too. Leave us a review. Many of you guys have,
dude.
You know, and Spotify. I think Spotify allows reviews now. So I think we're reviewless. So this is a big moment for us. We want to rise up in the rankings so we can usurp the Joe Rogan podcast. So please do that. Fuck Joe Rogan.
Most fuckalicious Joe Rogan.
No, not fuckalicious.
You can't say
implies good. That implies good.
What? Oh.
So thanks for joining us. And I was kind of thinking for like, you know, for this season or for other ones, you know, we can say like because people like to end like with as always. Maybe we can like say a quote from the movie, you know, like or pick like your
Oh yeah. Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!